Alright, so this is the second video on assembling the GU-37 beta. This video is going to be for the bolt and the firing pin. So the firing pin, so we're going to start, going to need this piece. This is like a printed nut, coupling nut. It's got an M5 hole there, you're going to have to tap that. And it's got an M3 hole down in there, that's going to need tapped. Once those are tapped, you're going to need your firing pin. The length to cut this should be in the documentation, in the bill of materials. It should have everything there. So once you have that cut, you're also going to round off the top. So it's like a firing pin. You can probably see it better there. Going to round that off. With that rounded off, you're going to put this M3 nut in there. There's a recess for it. And then you're going to take the firing pin without the rounded part. You don't want the rounded part there. You're going to put it in here and just screw it in. That nut's there to act like a jam nut, but if you don't want it to move, you can put some blue Loctite in there. I'm not going to do it yet, but if you're happy with the length and everything else, you're going to put that in there. It'll screw into a certain point and then it'll stop. Once it's stopped, take pliers and just tighten it even more until it doesn't go. That's your firing pin, like the front of your firing pin. Just that. So once you have that, you're going to need a M5 socket head screw, and you're going to need this part. This part doesn't matter which way. They are different, but I don't think it really matters. I think that way is better. I think this is the longer side here. I think that's the side you want against the head. But once you have that, you're gonna screw this in. I don't know why that's not going in straight, but it seems like it's good now. You're gonna screw that in until it's tight. And then you're gonna take your Allen key and your pliers, and you're gonna hold it with the pliers so you can tighten it with the Allen key until it won't tighten anymore. And that's your firing pin. So nothing here should really move. It should be pretty free or solid. Nothing should really move. Once you have that, you're going to need another AR mag catch spring. That's just going to go over here like that. I hate why it's not focusing, but I can't really do anything about that. It's going to go like that. Actually, we're not going to do it that way. We're just going to take the bolt. You're going to put the spring in there and it'll drop down. Shake it until it's down there. There's a spot for it in here. So once that's in there, just going to drop the firing pin up through the top like in a normal AR, and it'll fall down. And once it's down here, you want to make sure it moves and resets. If it doesn't reset, you need to sand that. You could see there how it was all sanded. You want it to be sanded so it moves. And then once that's in there, there's a hole here, just like an AR firing or AR bolt. You're going to put that dowel pin in there. It's an M3 by 18, I believe. Just going to go in there, and that's what retains that. Should be like that. If I can get this, should look like that. The spacer should be flat with the bolt. There's your bolt. Actually, I'm gonna go further here. That's the bolt and firing pin. It should move freely. Make sure it moves and resets. Once you have this done, You want to put it in the receiver, make sure it slides. If it doesn't slide, you need to sand off this surface on the top. If it'll focus, you need to sand that surface, and that surface, and that surface. Right there. So there, and there. Once those are sanded and it slides good, put it forward, and then take your left side. The left side has that groove cut in it. If it doesn't have that groove cut, that's the one for the right side. They are different. They need to be different. So with that in there, should fit pretty nice, and it should only go in one way because there's that teardrop. You're going to take the M3 or M4 by 16 millimeter screw. It's just going to go right in that hole. A lot of the time it doesn't want to fall, but it should just fall in there. And you gotta screw it in. I think this is the wrong screwdriver. It is. Screw that in there. Make sure it's kind of tight so it doesn't come out, and that should be good. You only really need one, just the other one makes it a lot nicer to charge it. So you're gonna take that, same thing as the other side, except it doesn't have that cut in it. Same thing with the screw. Put it in there and then tighten it. And that shouldn't come out. So there's your bolt. So your whole bolt assembly, upper assembly, it's ready for your barrel. That should move freely. Yeah, that's your upper. It's pretty much done and ready to go. That's what we made in this one. Next video is going to be for the barrel. You can see like right there, and everything that goes on it.